1. Up next for UCF will be this Saturday. They return home to Bright House Network Stadium to face UConn. That will be a 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time start. The game will be televised on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you take a minute to tie up the trips to New Orleans and the game against Tulane, what you expect to see as you return home to face UConn, please.
Well, it was a tough game for us as far as with turnovers and allowable sacks. You can't do that and lost yardage and 5 turnovers and 28 points off the turnovers. So those are things that equal a loss, and that's exactly what happened. And give Tulane credit. I thought they came out and made plays when they had to make them, and we just got to get some of these kids that have been injured back, and some of the young kids growing up a lot quicker than they have.
We'll take questions for Coach O'Leary, please. Star 1 on your telephone to join the queue, then the operator will introduce you.
We'll first go to Dan Tortora with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hey, George, how are you?
Good, Dan. Yourself?
Doing well, thanks for asking. To look at, obviously, Bo Schneider struggled and 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions so far this season, but Tyler Harris coming in as a freshman as well at quarterback and having 3 touchdowns in the game despite the loss. What are you kind of seeing from that position, and what did you think about Tyler and what he was able to do in that game, even though obviously it didn't turn out your way?
Well, I think Tyler went in, and I don't think the first group was in there when he was through the passes, but I thought he made quick decisions and obviously has a strong arm and was very accurate in making his decisions, which has been his situation in the past where he hasn't been. But this game he went back and set up and threw the ball on time and made good decisions, and the end result was he got some good play out of his receivers and some touchdowns. But I think Tyler improved from the first game that he played to now, and that's usually what the case is. That second time you get in, you see a major improvement as far as confidence and just the speed of the game, which I thought he did a better job with.
When you look at the fact that there is an 0-5 start, obviously there's some positives to take away and things that you can build on in any type of situation of adversity. What are some of those things that you're trying to build upon with your team in the locker room?
Well, the big thing is that, it's mistakes that are beating us. We're sort of beating ourselves in a lot of ways as far as with mistakes and turnovers, and those are 2 remedies for losses, and you got to get that cleaned up. And if we have to shake the playbook up a little bit to get some things done right, that's what we have to do. But we got a lot of young kids that are struggling as far as assignment-wise, and all you got to do is keep coaching, take a coach-me-coach attitude, and keep coaching them up, and continue to work on fundamentals. And I think that's what's important. And I think sometimes you can't let the kids get the woe is me attitude, because I think that's exactly what the kids in today's society do. Woe is me, and they want to feel sorry for themselves. What I keep pointing out is that anything that we've caused ourselves. It's not the other team as much as us not doing what we're supposed to do. And if we can get those things corrected, we'll be fine.
Thanks, George. I appreciate it.
Okay.
We'll next go to Mark Narducci with Philadelphia Inquirer.
Coach, the other day, Tulane had a snapper in there who was legally blind, and he got to play a play. And I know you didn't know about it before time, but I just wanted to get your reaction on a young man doing that and being able to achieve something like that.
Well, I wish I would have known about it, because I would have wanted to watch it, but I didn't even know about that. I heard about it after it and stuff, but I think that's great that he could get that done. And I don't even know what the result of the play was, but I'm happy for the youngster, because I think everybody cherishes to get on the field and in any way possible, and someone that's legally blind can get that done. I think it's great.
Hey, could I also get your thoughts on your quarterback, who obviously had a nice day against you guys?
Yeah, I thought he went out and he didn't make any mistakes. That's what I thought was good about what he did. He checked correctly, and he made throws that he's supposed to make, and he didn't turn it over, didn't make any mistakes as far as to give up bad field position at all. And I've seen him now for a couple of years, and he's steadily improved.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll next go to Matt Shonvisky with Yukon Country.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
We're fine, Matt.
Good. You mentioned getting the team back focused again. Do you think the civil conflict, new formed rivalry with UConn will help this week get your team centered again?
Well, I haven't even mentioned that to the team. We're just looking to get a win, and conference games are very important to us. But I'm sure as the week goes on, they'll be asking me about it and stuff. But I'm more interested in the conference game, and obviously if there's a trophy involved in it, that's great, and may the better team win it.
Now, you've had some changes at running back recently with Will Stanback's dismissal, and then Dontravius Wilson missed this past game. What do C.J. Jones and Taj McGowan bring to the table that's going to help fill those voids?
Well, youth, I think that they're getting better each week. It's a matter of how quickly they can get better as far as everything is concerned. And, again, that's what we started the season off with, a pretty good stable of running backs, everybody back that played last year. And whether through injury or dismissal, we're down to really the third and fourth running backs. And, again, for what we asked them to do, I think they do a good job as young players.
And last question from me, just going to another young player, Darren Wilson at wide receiver, had a pretty good game last game. Do you see him being utilized in the future?
Well, he's a young player. He's a true freshman, and at one time I think we had 6 true freshmen on the field out there. But I think basically he's a kid that we've tried to bring along, and as he gets more confidence under his feet and starts reading progressions and things he has to read as a good receiver would, that he'll see more and more time as that progresses.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
We'll next go to Amon Kidwai with SB Nation.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm fine.
So what is the status currently of Justin Holman, and is the injury the main reason he didn't make the trip to Tulane?
Yeah, he was released by the doctor, but what happened was he was released to throw the ball, and he just didn't feel that he was throwing it as accurate as he'd like to throw it and stuff like that. So that was the reason that he was left home. He wasn't part of the game plan, but he's released, and as he does more things and feels more confidence with the hand, I think that he'll see some playing time.
So you expect to play him this weekend?
Well, the 3 quarterbacks were taking snaps today, and he was one of them.
Okay. You've done some shuffling around on the offensive line. Do you feel like you have a good combination there now?
Well, we're rolling 8 players. That's usually what everybody has to do. About 8, 9 players roll through, and they're all basically about the same as far as playing ability and stuff. And I think we need to keep fresh legs out there a lot more than we've been doing.
And Travis Dickey is someone last year who had a good season for you guys. Is there a reason he hasn't been able to see much of the field?
Well, he started last game.
Oh, okay.
He started last game, yeah. So, I mean, he was out there. He had pneumonia start the preseason, so it put him really behind. As far as the rest of the line, he's just coming back right now from a strength standpoint.
Okay. And what about Tristan Payton? He has a bit of an injury?
Yeah, he was with the doctor today, and I think he'll be fine.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coach, we thank you for your time this afternoon. Look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.
Thank you very much.
Okay.